Good morning and Jai Hind students. I am Kanchan here. I am here with this chapter number 10, and the name of the chapter is The Sermon at Benaras. So we will read about Gautam Buddha and his first sermon at Benaras. So first I will tell you what do you mean by sermon. Sermon means preaching, means anything, any preach that is related with religious. So here it means holy preach. Now he decided to give up all worldly pleasure. Means Gautam Buddha, after he felt problems, sufferings, then he decided to seek enlightenment, and also after that he finally attained salvation under a tree of Bodh Gaya. So his first sermon was delivered at Benaras near the bank of the Ganga. So Kisa Gautami, here is a character, was the first one to receive his sermon. So this is about the first sermon about Gautam Buddha's whatever he had done. Now characters are Gautam Buddha and Kisa Gautami. And this chapter was written by Betty Renshaw. So let's start. What do you mean by a sermon? Sermon means a preach, holy preach, related with religion, and it is different from a lecture or talk. So it is here, and we will start from here. First we will discuss these phrases and words. Afflicted with means suffered due to disease, due to problem. So here about suffering. Then be composed. Be composed means calm and quiet. And desolation means being alone, being sad, full of sadness, and full of living in loneliness. And then lamentation means to weep and to wail. And procure means to attain, and be subject means to be affected by. So here about Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC and died in 483 BC. So began, BC means before the birth of Jesus Christ. So began life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautam was his name, and in northern India, and at 12 he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred means holy scriptures, and 4 years later he returned home and he got married, and they had a son at the age of 25. The prince Gautam Buddha here to 4 shielded means he was shielded by, means he was protected from danger, from the sufferings of the world, means he didn't know about the sufferings of this world while out hunting. When he went out for hunting, then he saw a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession. So procession means julus, karma you can say julus, and here about funeral ceremony means funeral means last function, and हिंदी में इसको क्रियाकर्म कहते हैं. So it is about that. उन्होंने देखा ये सारी चीजें. And finally monk begging for alms. Alms means होता है begging for food or money. These sights so moved means he was shocked, and he was also distressed, full of sadness he was there, and he was about to think that he at once went out into the world to seek enlightenment. Now when he saw all these sufferings, he tried to search the questions, why do these problems occur in our life, and the sorrows he had witnessed, matlab these things he had seen. So he wandered for 7 years, and finally he got it, and under a peepal tree, and where he wooved means hota hai keeping promise, to wander here and there until enlightenment came. Enlightenment means hota hai having wisdom. So enlightened after 7 days after he got enlightenment, and he renamed the tree the Bodhi tree. So where he got his enlightenment, his wisdom, then he had given the name that tree as Bodhi tree. Now he began to teach and to share his new teachings, understandings. So at the point he became known as Buddha, means being awakened, and Buddha preached his first sermon at the city of Benaras, and it reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one in inscrutable. Inscrutable means impossible to follow kind of suffering. So Kisa Gautami is a character here. She had only one son, and he was died. Then he wanted to get medicine to receive his life back. He went to all the villagers, but all of them, they said that they didn't have medicine. And then one of the villagers suggested her to go to Lord Buddha. Then Buddha answered. Then she went to Buddha. Then Buddha answered, I want a handful of mustard seed. And when the girl in her joy promised, she became very happy. And then he kept one condition. He just put one condition, that the mustard seed must be taken from a house where no one has lost a child. Husband means no death was there. So poor Kisa Gautami now went from house to house, but she didn't find any house where no death was occurred. Alas, the living are few, but all the villagers, they were expressing that they also had got death in their family. So Kisa Gautami became weary and hopeless. She didn't get mustard seed from a house where death was not occurred, because death was in every house there. Then she returned, and they flickered up, and all city was there, and she was sitting there, flickered up, and were extinguished again. Extinguished का मतलब होता है put out. So at last considered the fate of men. अब उसने ये सोचा कि ये इंसानों का भाग्य ही होता है, and that their lives flicker up, and how selfish am I in my grief. अब उसको लगा कि वो कितनी selfish थी in her grief. Death is common to all, and she must have to understand that, accept that valley of desolation. There is a path that leads him to immortality, who has surrendered all selfishness. So when we would like to get immortality, we have to be given up all our selfishness. Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. Now, is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. Means who has taken birth, the person has to die one day. After reaching old age, there is a death, and such is the nature of living being. And as ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always danger of death. So the thing that one has taken birth, then the person has to die also. And of those who overcome by death depart from life, a father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen, their relations also. Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply. Means lamenting means they are weeping deeply, they are sad. One by one mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. So we have to accept this reality. Not from weeping, not from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. मतलब ना तो रोने से और ना तो दुखी होने से हमको मन की शांति मिलती है, बल्कि contrary means opposite. His pain will be greater and his body will suffer. रोने से तकलीफ होती है, and we should not do that. He will make himself sick and pale. Pale means dull. Yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. मतलब हमें ना तो शिकायत करनी चाहिए, ना तो दुख होना चाहिए. He who has drawn out the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace of mind. When we will not cry, when we will not complain, in that time, in that period of time, we will get peace of mind. So he who has overcome all sorrows will become free from sorrow. So according to Gautam Buddha, we will have not to think about sorrows and not to weep, and in that condition we will have to get peace of mind. Okay students, thank you and Jai Hind.